Hi, it's Mel, and today I'm filming my January wrap-up and February TBR. The first book that I read in January was Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delira. This is a book that is very alike to The Perks of Being a Wallflower in many ways, and it's not a light read. It's one of those where you find out that the sister's dead, but it takes you to reading the entire book before you find out why the sister died. I liked this book, but I didn't really love it because I heard that it was like The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I didn't really connect to any of the characters or their situations really. The second and third books that I read in the month of January were City of Ashes and City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. These are the second and third books in the Mortal Instruments series. As soon as I finished City of Ashes, I wanted the next book, and I tried to read like other things, but I just wasn't satisfied without reading the third one. There are still 3 more books in series, but it was originally a trilogy, so the ending of the third book is like the ending of a series where everyone's happy and stuff. I think I liked City of Glass more than City of Ashes, and I like both of them more than I like the first one, and I can't really wait to read the other books in the series. I can't really tell you much about these books because they're in a series, but if someone hasn't read the series, they should probably read it because they're missing out. The fourth and last book that I read in the month of January was a book that I'd been trying to finish since June, July, somewhere around there, because I tried to read the entirety of the series for the booktubeathon in the summer, and I could not deal with reading the third one, but I managed to just read the last 120 pages at the end of the month, and that book is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, the third book in the Hunger Games trilogy. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the Hunger Games. If they don't, it's a dystopian world where the capital, basically all the rich people, make children from each area of America fight to the death in an arena, and everyone has to watch, and quite gruesome for something that's so big in pop culture. And I wanted to read it before the movie came out, but I haven't seen the movie yet because I thought seeing it in a cinema would be too much. I'm kind of happy of how it actually turned out, other than like all of the characters dying in the 120 pages that I had left. Those are all of the books that I read in January, and now onto the books that I hope to read this month in February. First of all, isn't really a book that I plan on finishing, but it's a book I'm reading for my education, and it is Great Expectations. I've already read it with some other people and I've got to the end of the first part, but I'm gonna start the second part and gradually work my way through it on my own. It's by Charles Dickens and it was one of his later novels. It's about a boy called Pip who's a poor boy and then goes as a playmate for a rich woman's maid, and then lots of strange things happen, and it's told by Pip's older self. The first actual book that I plan on finishing in the month of February is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alea Sands. This is a book about 2 boys who spend the summer together, and then one goes off. It's a lot more angsty than I thought it would be, and it's kind of interesting, but I don't really like the way the dialogue is, because it will be one character saying something and then another character saying the exact same thing, just repeating it like every other time that characters talk to each other. But it's kind of difficult to read, so I tried to pick some other books up, which are all of the other books that I have on my TBR, but I think I can finish this pretty soon if I just work through it. The next book that I plan on finishing in February is Paper Towns by John Green. This is a contemporary novel which is turning into a movie. They've already wrapped filming for it and I wanted to read it before the movie came out, and I picked it up and I read like the first 2 chapters of it and had to put it down because Why would you start a novel with 2 children finding a dead body? Why would you do that? But I'll probably pick it up again very shortly. I think it's about a boy who was friends with a girl when they were younger and then she goes missing. I'm not completely sure. The next book that I plan on finishing in February is also a book that I have started reading the first couple pages of, and that is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This is just an urban fantasy first book in a 5-book series that I have the box set of, and I thought I should probably start this because basically everyone has read it and I've already seen the movies, so I already know everything that's going to happen, so I could just read this pretty quickly. It's about a boy who is a half-blood, which is where one of the parents is a god and one of them is a mortal slash human, and they're the children and they all go to this camp half-blood and train, and it's like in normal. And for this book, everyone thinks that he stole the lightning and he's like, I didn't do anything, but everyone's blaming him for everything. And he finds out that his best friend has goat legs. The next book is also a book that I've read the first couple pages of, but haven't really gotten into yet, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, which is the companion trilogy to the Mortal Instruments series, and together they are the Shadowhunter Chronicles because they're all set in the same world and have some of the same characters, like Magnus Bane is in every single book of the Shadowhunter Chronicles so far. And this one is set in Victorian London, I think, and the other ones are set in modern day New York. And I'm reading them in the order that they were published, which I have seen is the way to read them where the crossovers are understood. So this is the next one before I read the next book in the Mortal Instruments series. The last book is a more of a hope to get to at some point, and it is Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Yes, I still haven't read it, but I got put off and I read the rest of them in April last year, and I should really read this. I'm gonna read it eventually, hopefully this month, and I hope I get to this book. Even like just getting halfway through it would be really good. So those are all the books in my wrap up for January 2015 and TBR for February. Bye!